month of May. It was the prophecy that came forward about everything being the month of May. When I was up here on the rocks praying that time and asking God, Lord, did we miss it? Or is this really the land that you gave us? Guess what month that was that God spoke to me? It was the month of May. Last year, in the month of May, we paid the land off and were able to move forward with the building project. But here's the real clincher to me. And again, like I said, I don't want to be too much about this other than I want you to see what I get to see behind the scenes. You know, as a pastor, I get to see God working in supernatural ways that you guys don't often get to see unless I share it with you. But what's neat to me is that last year we paid the land off on May 5th. Today we're having our first service in the building on May 5th. Is God good or what? No one could have planned this. No one could have orchestrated that. I mean, it's funny, the staff, they were all in there in the church and they're all saying they're making their bets. They all made bets somebody had to buy a Firehouse sandwich for the one to pick the right day. And I found out later they did it without letting me know it because they said, you have too much pull. You know, you can make it happen today and we don't have to buy you a sandwich. So you're out, man. And I told them it's going to be May 5th. I started saying a year in advance. It's going to be May 5th. And I didn't tell everybody that because I thought, well, if I'm wrong, it'll kind of be like the Stones. And I'll look, silly. But as we got closer, I said, I believe it's going to be May 5th. And here's why I believe that. Because God has said I'm going to use the month of May. And God has done everything through the month of May. He just continues to use the month of May. And it's interesting. Today, May 5th, 1 year after we paid it off, is exactly 8 years after we bought the property. To this day. And 8 is the number of new beginnings in Scripture. Is that cool or what? I believe God is giving us a new beginning here at Calvary Chapel. A brand new beginning. Something God's going to do that's greater than we ever dreamed or imagined. You know, there were 2 scriptures that God gave when I left Santa Fe. I often tell Tracy there were 3. I can't remember the third one, so it must not have been something God really wanted me to hold on to. It could just be my brain. He said, what if you had just remembered it? I'd have done so much more. Number 1, God told me when we left Santa Fe, it was not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, says the Lord. And that was the very same thing God took me back to a few years back in the book of Zechariah. The second thing God did, he said to me, I will do exceedingly abundantly more than you ask or think.